Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Uh, gotta, gotta love our friend Holly. Anyway, I like to explain something real quick because I don't think I've done a reading for you before. I see, feel, hear, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. And I try to describe the picture the best I can. They never waste their energy. They never waste a message. So if something doesn't make sense now, you'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, oh, I know what she's talking about. This is not an exact science. So sometimes you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. They won't give me all the details, but they'll give me just enough so hopefully you understand what they're talking about. Forgetting something in my speech. I'll think of it later. Okay. She comes in with this very gentle, almost floating, not in a creepy way. We're not talking about a ghost or anything. It's almost like she's so light and I don't want easygoing is not the word I want to use. Just gentle, loving, just almost floating energy. Oh, she says, I love you. And she's talking to me and she lays her head on my shoulder. Telling him how much I love him. He was the light of my life. She still got her head on my shoulder. This camera really stinks. Someday I'll get something better to do this on. Sometimes when we do videos or take pictures, you might see a little bit of wavy energy here. I don't know. It usually not on this camera because it just really stinks. You were very special to her. You allowed her inner soul to be what it needed to be. You allowed her to be what she needed to be. And that's why she had such a soft, loving, easygoing presence here. Oh, she said she could be a bitch when she needed to. She said I could be. She had something in her that she felt was broken. And she's actually taking a twig and snapping it. She felt like there was something broken, but it was like way, way underneath, way, way inside, way. She couldn't be perfect enough for herself, not because of somebody else's judgment, because of her own. She couldn't be pretty enough. She couldn't be perfect enough. She tried to set out all the correct silverware and glasses, and that may not be the exact thing, but that's like she's the details, the perfect little details. Herself, the things that she did needed to be done with perfection, but it was still done with love. But to her, it was never good enough, in her opinion, not because somebody did that to her, in her opinion. But there was something in her broken, and it was from somebody that she had lost in her life. I don't know if she lost a mother, father, something, somebody really close to her that just, it broke her, and she never quite, she's going to make me cry. She could never quite recover from it, and yet she put it way, way, way down inside because she figured she didn't want anybody to know any more than they had to. And time had gone by, and she knew people would criticize her for still feeling that way, but it's something that she could not shake. And she's actually showing me tears that she would have, like go in the bathroom and cry. Not because of something somebody did to her, but because of this thing that was broken. This I feel like it's somebody that left, like a parent or something. But she didn't want people to know that how deeply she was still hurting over it. And it caused a great sadness inside of her that she tried not to show. She tried to cover it up. She didn't want to hear, "You're not over that yet." I know, I've heard that. And that's bullshit. You don't have to get over it. You just learn to live with it different. Okay, she wants you to know that there is absolutely no fault of yours in this. Oh, if I said that right. None of this was your fault. Absolutely none. It's something she had to deal with, only her, and she just couldn't quite climb out of it. And it's not something anybody else could have fixed. And it's not because you weren't there enough or you wouldn't have listened. She felt like she had talked too much, and it was what it was. Now she's showing herself with a grandma, or with a grandma figure. I always say grandma figure because the little lady next door can feel more like your grandma than your real grandma across the country. So I always say it doesn't have to be blood related. Usually is. This grandma's shorter than her. She was elderly when she left. She's dressed, her hair's finely done, nice glasses. I mean, not, I mean, she was, I don't know what word I want to use. No, prim and proper is not the right word because she doesn't feel prim and proper. She looks prim and proper, but she doesn't feel uppity, or I don't know. Oh my gosh, I'm saying all the wrong words. Anyway, this grandma's shorter. She's very nicely. Well, I'm only seeing the top of her. She's much shorter. Very spry, even when she was elderly. Says she liked to dance a lot. I don't know if this is your grandmother or grandmother type feeling or hers, but Lisa has her arm around her. They are like very, very, very close. And they both have big smiles on their face. So they both want you to know that they found each other and they're with each other. There's something you hold of hers every so often when you're like really having a bad time. It's like a necklace, or it's something. It's not a picture, even though she's showing a picture there. It's something that you hold of her, something that was very personal, something that was kind of small. Like I said, like a necklace or something. I'm not sure. And she's validating that she knows that. You're a beautiful person. I was blessed to have you in my life. I am blessed to still have you in my life. And something about corn on the cob. I don't know where that came from out of that. Sometimes they just throw out words. Something about corn on the cob. I don't know if you just had some corn, you just picked some corn, and you just bought some at the farmer's market, and you just love corn on the cob. That's where you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit sometimes. Sometimes you feel her in the bedroom. Sometimes you feel a presence in the bedroom. And I don't know how much you know anything about any of this stuff. I promise you 1,000%. They can hear you, they can see you. Talk to her all you want to. But it's like she sits on the bed and you feel the bed move a little bit. You feel something there. Like when a cat, she's showing me like when, I don't know if you have a cat, like when the cat curls up on the bed, that's what she's showing me. It's just that slight. I don't know if she's talking about there's actually a cat there or if it's just that slight. It's not like a big thing. It's not like she's jumping on the bed and making it rattle and shake. She says, I wouldn't do that anyway. But you also feel something there, and there's also some type of a smell. See if I'm going to get it. Some type of a real light, wispy smell, and I can't associate it with any type of a, it's not like a lilac or a flower or a, and I just had this in one of my last readings. It's like I can't recognize the smell. It's something very, maybe she wore a certain perfume that was just not overbearing, that was just like really light and airy and didn't really smell like a flower or anything. If that's the case, you can get that smell anywhere. You can get it in your car, sitting on the couch, outside. You get a little whiff. Whatever that smell is that you smell in the bedroom. And when you get that, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her for more if you want more. That's your free will choice. You can ask if you want to. That's totally up to you. Okay, she's showing a dog. He's dark colored. She bent over to touch him, but now she's showing me like he's a larger dog. So I can't tell what kind of a breed he is. The way she's showing me now, he looks like the size of a Labrador, but don't put Labrador in your thoughts. It's not a Labrador, but it's kind of that body shape and size, but skinnier and a little bit longer hair. Okay, she's not saying why she's showing this dog. Seems like lately they're not letting me know whether they're still here or up there with them. And she's just showing this dog standing there. She's not even standing by it now. Not sure if you have a dog like this. Watch the dog. The dog, animals and small children can see them, hear them, no problem. It's no big deal. So if you have a dog like this and it all of a sudden starts staring at the corner of the room and barking or whining or anything like that, know that it's because the dog sees her. Yeah, she's not letting me know where it is. So now she's going back to this broken piece in her. She does not want you to carry something like that like she did and hide it and let it eat you up and to be afraid to say something to somebody. What else? Don't bury it. Don't bury it inside you. It's okay to smile again. It's okay to love me. But it's not okay to hide. You need to be marching forward. And a part of me will always be with you. But don't bury it so far down inside that it just eats your gut up. That's kind of a typical male response, though, seems like. But since she went through that, she doesn't want you to go through that. Now she's talking about apples. Have no idea. So if an apple rolls off your counter or something, or you dislike apples, maybe you've got an apple tree out back you look at or sit under. I think all the apples of, no, there's still some apples in my tree. I live in Kansas. That they're falling. Don't know why she's mentioning those. Tell him I love him. She comes over and lays her head on my shoulder again. So you should, anything that happens to me during a reading is meant for you. And this is my right shoulder. Some of these cameras make me look backwards. I'm always backwards. Ask Holly. Or upside down. Or inside out. You should feel that little bit of pressure. Now she's on my right side. Doesn't have to be the right side because Bob's always on my left. That's another story. So you, and I don't know how long she's been gone. I have no clue who you are. You might feel just a little bit of pressure, and sometimes it's so slight it can feel like a tea towel on your shoulder. I mean, that just little bit of weight. It feel warm. You could feel it pushing. It could feel like bugs crawling or goosebumps or a lot of heat. And sometimes when they really want to get my attention, if they stick me, it feels like they're sticking me with pins, and I'm going, hey, 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 that's a little. I'm paying attention. Stop. But you'll probably feel her hair tickle your arm too, or tickle the back of your shoulder. You could, if you get that feeling of like a hair and you can't brush it off, or that itching and it feels like something crawling and there's nothing there, know that that's her. Once again, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more. If you want more, it's up to you. Put the shoes away. She's talking about her shoes or your shoes. Put the shoes away. Did you leave a pair of her shoes where she left them? You don't have to put the memories away. You have to put the shoes away. Did she have 50 pairs of shoes? I do. And I wear about 3 of them. Know that you were loved beyond compare. I told you a lot that she loved you. She told you a lot. And there's like this easy flowing energy of love coming from her to you when she was here and now, still now. Love is an energy that you cannot kill. It changes shape, it changes form. You cannot kill love energy. Don't know what she's doing. Hang on. She's like staying like really close to you. And I don't know how long she's been gone. If it's recent, you're still in a deep, deep, deep grief. It's almost like deep grief is like a wall around you, and it's even hard for them to get through. It's hard for them to, it's hard for you to feel them or see the signs or hear them or whatever the case may be. To me, that's backwards, but that's the way it works. The more your grief eases off, the more you're going to feel her around, notice her around. She's almost like snuggled up to you, like, but the only thing she's bringing is this large amount of very soft love energy that's flowing towards you, which I don't think I've ever seen it quite like this. It just kind of, I see them wrap people in a love blanket and love bubbles and I mean love clouds and all this. You'd be surprised what I've seen. Um, and you may only feel it on one side because it's kind of like it's moving towards you all the time. You, where was it? I feel like it was in your house. You've like done this and thought she was there. You know, like, what was that? I just heard her, or I just felt her, or I just smelled her, or I just sensed her, whatever the heck it was, and she wasn't there, but she was. She was. I promise. She's holding up what almost looks like a keychain. It looks like a keychain, but it doesn't have a key on the end of it. It's got a circle and it's got a chain, but there's something on the end of it. And it almost, I can't tell what it is. I can't tell what it is. It almost looks, this is a, whatchamacallit? It almost looks like this. No, that's my pendulum, but I don't feel like it's a pendulum, but it's got a ring on the top, bigger than this. That's what she's showing me. But sometimes I make it bigger just to make sure I see it, make sure I look at what I'm supposed to. But it's got some little thing on the end of it, but it still looks more like a keychain. I don't know what she's validating there. Hopefully you do. If you don't now, you will. She says the name George. Now, I totally stink at names, and I totally need to quit saying that because it just makes it worse. So it's at least a male with a G-E name. Used to get names exact. We don't seem to anymore. I don't know why. Just, she's perfectly happy with either where her clothes went to or where they're going to. So if you haven't gotten rid of her clothes, she says she'll be perfectly happy with where you're going to send them or put them and she says it's time. It'll be okay. It's like she's running in the closet and grabbing one particular shirt and she's hugging it. There's one that she still wants to hang on to. I feel like it's kind of white, kind of bright white like this. It doesn't have to be. Like her favorite shirt. Her favorite shirt. She's running in there and grabbing it and hugging it. Excuse me. Or maybe you do that. She says you can keep one. The rest of them, it's time to go. So if they have already left, know that she's fine with that. Shoes, shoes, and more shoes. She must have had a lot of shoes. She's mentioning them again. She says, I have all the shoes I need now, all the shoes I could want. And she's showing me a pair of shoes, and they're a high heel. Doesn't look like a super high heel, but high heel, white, very shiny, slick shoe. And she's got it on her foot. She's sticking her foot out there. It almost looks like a wedding shoe, like something a bride would wear. Don't know how that fits. It's her show. She can say whatever she wants within reason. She's making me want to finger my wedding ring. I don't know what it is about her wedding ring. Done something special with it, or it's just sitting on the dresser. Maybe it's not a wedding ring. Maybe it's just one of her special rings. Don't know if she left with a ring. She's just making me want to fiddle with my wedding ring. You are a beautiful person and somebody deserves your light. Somebody deserves your beauty. It will come in time, but I will still be here. I will still be with you. She's not wanting to talk about anybody else that's here. Okay, there's also a man approaching. He is the age of what would be a grandfather to her. I don't know that I can't quite tell that I feel he's her grandfather. But he's pretty much the same age as this grandmother figure that was with her. He's got a hat on, not a ball cap. Kind of a, crap, what kind of a hat do I call that? It's not a dress hat. It's not a bucket hat. It's, dang it, I've got to draw pictures of these hats and figure out the names of them. I don't know what to call it. But it looks like it's fuzzy, like felt, but not felt, but some kind of fuzzy material. And it's crap. I don't know what to call it. But it's like the edge kind of curl up or something, or there's a rim around it, or there's, it's almost like a, not black, it's almost like a, I don't want to say plaid, it's, I don't know what to call it. It's, I don't know. And I don't know if the hat's important, but he's making it important. So, dang it. Wish I could describe it better. I don't know how to describe that one. Kind of like a yellowish, tannic, brownish, tannish, but it's almost like there's other colors intermingled in there. I don't know, but it's a little bit fuzzy. Not a fishing hat. He's taking it off and he's holding it like here, like he's got the hat setting here. He's got his arm around the brim, the brim of it. I had no clue. There's always a reason for what they show or say. Even if we don't understand it right now, just keep it in mind. Or maybe you know who this is and why you would do that. But her and this grandma are over here, and he's over here. So, see, I don't feel the relationship here. Could be this is your grandfather. He's that age. Don't know. I don't feel it. I usually feel the relationship. Know that we all love you, and we're all rooting for you, and we're all supporting you in every way that we can, even though you don't know we are. We are here, we're alive, we're well. We're praying for you, we're loving you, we're blessing you because you deserve it, because you have a good heart. Hold that. Keep that in mind. You've been thinking of some things that you shouldn't have said to her, that you shouldn't have done to her. I'm not saying it's bad things, but you know, all the little boners that we've done, you know, that we regret later. You having all these regrets about something you said, something you've done with her. You wish you could take back now. She says, don't worry about it. It's life. Don't dwell on those things. Because I do love you. And I felt safe and protected with you. No matter what happened, that's how I felt. On the bottom line. Some of the things on the surface may have seemed different, but on the bottom line, she felt safe and protected with you. Be happy. Smile a little, smile for me. Oh, geez, they always go back to the old songs that I know. You guys wouldn't be listening to this stuff now. Hang on, let me see what it is. So she wants you to smile for her. Smile a little, smile for her. Because it's a higher vibration, it's a love vibration, and she can feel that. She can totally feel that. She wants you to smile for her. With that, her and this grandma are going to leave because grandma's still hanging with her, whoever she is. And she's showing me a daisy. It's kind of like what I got on my shirt. She's showing me a white daisy. Don't know if you gave her some, planted some for her. You have some outside your house. So watch for a daisy, a white daisy to be a sign from her. You could be walking through the store and just kind of feel like you need to turn your head, and there could be a picture of a white daisy. There could be a fake white daisy. There could be one laying on the floor as you're walking through the store, or you walk up to somebody's house and they have white daisies there, so you know that's a sign from her. That's a good thing when you're entering it. Acknowledge her, validate her, tell her you love her. It's, it's her way of popping in to say, I'm here, I love you. You can see it on TV, on Facebook. Doesn't matter where it's at. It absolutely doesn't matter. There's signs all over. People just don't know what they are. Okay, they're leaving. Much love to you, my dear. I don't know. I feel like she wants to say. I feel like I'm supposed to say something else. She says, "I do love you," and it's like this big red heart. It's like this big red heart, but it's like a big red heart balloon. Have you gotten her a big red heart balloon and let it go, or she's got this big red heart balloon as she's walking away? So if you have, she got it. If you just had it somewhere else and it was for her, it doesn't matter. She's acknowledging it. Okay, with that, she's leaving, and guess who just popped in on my news feed? Holly. Gotta love her. Gotta love her. Haven't had a lot of time to talk to her lately. So there's my sign. I need to go say hi. And they're leaving. And it's funny that Holly popped in right now at this moment as she's leaving, and Holly did this. So More signs, more signs. Much love to you, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones.